Actually, you know what? Stop the music. Stop the music. I want to... I love doing this because some people leave and then they have to come back. Someone asked me, a Christian asked me the other day a question, and and saying, Doug, it's easy to criticize pastors, preachers. Why don't you state what you believe? Let me bring it up here. The person's right. The Christian was right. See if I can find it. That I do mostly just critique, and I never state what I believe. Let me see if I can bring it up here, because I want to give this guy credit. Oh, by the way, it was sent to my spam folder. So this YouTube has algorithms, so it kind of knows who's more spammy than others or more trollish than others. And a lot of you who are in this live chat right now, some of you I've had to take things out of my spam folder, which I don't have control of. YouTube automatically puts it in there. And so I have to pull things out of spam and put it into normal comments. So if you type a comment, you don't see it on the page right away. The reason is because it's put into the spam folder and I have to manually pull it out. If you're not a YouTube creator, you don't know these things. Okay. I'm going to try hard to not put this person down, because I do think he makes a good point, but a part of me doesn't. Well, you'll see. This was 2 weeks ago. It's still in my spam box. Let me do that. There we go. Pinecreek, sorry it took so long to respond. I've been dealing with my neediness and having some quiet time. He's saying that because I told him to be the best Christian he can be. Why the ad hominem attacking me? I don't know why. Ad hominem has to do with arguments and so forth. But anyhow, attacking me. I don't think I've ever accused someone of attacking me or ad hominem me. Maybe it's because I'm secure in who I am. I don't know. What is your belief system that explains origin of the universe? I do not have a belief system that explains the origin of the universe. I am very comfortable with saying I don't know. Origin of a replicating life form. Origin of a replicating life form. The origin, I think you mean like how life started here on Earth. I don't have a belief system that addresses that. Sorry. Origin of the various kinds of life. How things change. Oh, I do have a belief system on that. I think evolution via common descent is a well-accepted fact of how the various, when you say kinds, I'm hearing Kent Hovind, but what you really mean is species. Yeah, I believe evolution is true. Yeah, I accept it's true. What is my belief system that explains existential dilemma of mankind? Why do people have existential dilemmas? I'm not sure I have a belief system that explains that, but I do think that the whole idea of something greater than ourselves and God helped human species like us survive. And when I say like us, I mean even higher primates like gorillas. Have you heard of the silverback gorilla, Richard Myers? That is a whole tribe of gorillas looking to one figure as something higher than themselves, and whatever that silverback does, he leads and they follow. Just like, but I think our species of ape took it to the next level and made it invisible because it's easier that way. I will add, if Jesus was, well, first of all, before we get to that next part, this is the part where I'm going to be perceived as attacking Christians. When I hear a Christian asking me these things, what's your belief system that explains? I'm sorry to say this, but I hear and sense and feel nothing but neediness. It's like, I need to know the answer, and if I don't, I'm going to have to pop a pill. And maybe I'm just blessed with the constitution of not needing to have answers for everything in order to sleep at night. Am I weird? Even when I was a Christian, I didn't have that huge angst. And I understand that some human beings do have this angst that if they don't have answers to where the universe came from, how life began, maybe it's not angst. Maybe it's not anxiety. Maybe it's that guys like Richard Myers, it's a pride thing. Yeah, I bet you it's more about pride, not angst. I think guys like Richard Myers thinks that if I have the answers and you don't, I'm onto something. I got answers, you don't. Maybe I'm right and you're not, because I got answers, you don't. It's that type of attitude that my worldview can account for these things. Yours can't. Whenever you hear a Christian say that I can account for things you cannot account for, ask them if they're being prideful right now. Ask them if maybe the reason they're even saying this is because they want to be higher than me or you. That it's a pride issue. That's a good question because they don't want to be viewed as prideful. Okay, let's move on. I will add, if Jesus is not an incarnate who lived, died, and resurrected for our sins, then who was he? This is a question that only a Christian would ask. You notice, if Buddha was not who Buddha is believed to have been and did certain things, then who was Buddha? If Hercules wasn't the Hercules that people believe in and did the things that Hercules did, then who was he? You see how when I change it from Jesus to Hercules or Buddha, whatever, and for someone who's not a follower of Hercules or the follower of the Buddha, you see how it's just irrelevant? But that aside, I'll try to answer your question. If Jesus was not God incarnate who lived, died, then who was he? Well, there's many options of who Jesus was. He could be a made-up fiction. I don't believe that's the case, completely made up. But he could be a character of a story. That's option one. Option two, maybe Jesus was just a man, not a deity at all, but he did indeed rise from the dead. Did you hear that? Jesus could be a man who actually did rise from the dead. And he was like a prophet of God, just like Enoch was, who went straight to heaven, or Elijah. So that's another option. Option three, maybe Jesus was a real guy who preached the kingdom of God is at hand and died, but didn't resurrect. But he had followers. This is what a lot of people believe who are not Christians. That's option three. Option four, maybe I'm on option five. Those are the main options. Completely fiction, or then variations of 3 or 4 variations of what you just said. The bottom line is we don't have time machines. We don't know. It takes humility to say, I don't know. It's related to this question here. Everything you're asking here, Richard Myers, is a question of either existential angst, anxiety, or pride. As for what I believe, what you spend most of your time attacking, okay, so he's admitting that he's a fundamental Bible-believing Christian. Okay, fair enough. Hypothetically, let's say I listened to your YouTube, lost my belief in Christianity, and now coming to know what I should believe. Please explain. Very good. I love this. So he's basically asking, what's the replacement? How dare you criticize Christians or Christianity and not have a replacement? Number one, I don't feel it's my job to hold your hand and tell you what you should believe and what you should not, even if you reject Christianity because of me. But that being said, I can give you some suggestions. You could be like me. Now, who am I? I'm a person who says that there could be a God out there. There could be many gods out there. I don't know. But I don't live my life like it's true. I'm not convinced by the evidence that I've seen that there's any God of any sort. But I'm open to the idea. I'm open to belief revision. So step one, have a belief system that's open to belief revision. Be open to having your mind changed. I have markers in my life that would cause me, I believe, to become a Christian. A lot of Christians don't believe me, but I think what I said is true. And I use my sister being healed as an example. Amazing miracle, in other words. That's the main one, is following the evidence where it leads, being open to belief revision, The other things about what I believe are just so mundane and boring. Like, I believe that the earth revolves about the sun. I believe that when I hold this pen and drop it, it will fall to the ground. I believe that when I hit a pool ball on a table, the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. In other words, I'm saying that the laws of physics seems to hold, and we can explain them. But I'm not saying that there can't be a miracle where I take this pen and I drop it and maybe it'll go up or just hover. I'm open to seeing that. I'd love to see that. Okay, well, let's move on. Don't come back with some ad hominem or attacking my beliefs. I love when people tell me what to do. I am working to refrain from my own ad hominems, and I can get a stance on my belief from your videos. I think I really need to encourage Christians to get stronger. So many Christians I talk to are so weak. Maybe that's why they're Christian, because it says God chooses the weak among us. But take this at heart, Christians. I don't mean this to be rude, but if you're telling non-Christians to not attack you, that's a weakness in you. Sure, I could be a horrible human being, but still, all I'm doing is talking, right? So if what I say offends you, maybe consider the plausibility that there's something deficient in you first. That you have doubts, you have weaknesses, you have anxieties, you have fears, and this is why you're feeling this way. When I say certain words, when certain sound waves come out of my mouth, it hits your ears and it causes you to react in a certain way. And just like a runner can get better at running, I think you can get better at working with how you take things. So whenever I hear a Christian say, don't mock, you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to be totally honest with you Christians right now. I'm thinking, something's wrong with you. That you're weak emotionally. Get stronger. When I hear a Christian say, using the word attack, that people are attacking my faith, attacking what I believe, I'm being honest with you. I'm hearing an individual who doesn't know who they are, who's not secure in what they believe. I'm hearing someone who's like a child. Please, Christians, be stronger than that. Okay. Make one of your videos what Pinecreek believes. Maybe I'll cut what I just saying here and make it a separate video for you. Explain it. Outline the Pinecreek Bible. The Pinecreek Bible says, this is what I mean by doubt as a virtue. Doubt meaning question, being open to belief revision. I'm not talking about a feeling or emotion. I'm talking about level 2 reasoning. Actually to stop and think and question and doubt and think maybe I'm wrong. Being open to changing your mind. That's my worldview, my Bible in a nutshell. It's easy to attack, destroy, hard to build. I agree with that. It is easy to attack and destroy. I actually found R.C. Sproul easy to attack. It was incredibly easy to critique one of the, in many people's minds, the foundational Calvinist type guy in the United States on the conservative Christian circles. I felt like I could tie half my brain behind my back just to make it fair. That's how easy it is. But I agree with you, it's hard to build. And the hardest part about building a worldview is to admit that you don't have all the answers, to admit that you could be wrong, admit that everything that I hold dear to be true could be false, to work with others as a team to figure out what's maybe true, and how do we get there? What ways can we use to get to this thing we call truth? I'm not a relativist. I'm not a wishy-washy postmodernist type of guy. I believe in objective truth, but what's more important to me is how do we get there? How do we figure what it is? So that's my belief system. That's my Bible.